I knew it. I knew my fucking girl would.
Yeah, my girl kissed all you guys the best. Fuck are we doing here?
Pop my trunk, let the doors up. Pop my trunk, let the pop.
We'll cover the show in order, but one more thing about this kissing challenge real quick. It was entirely too long. I couldn't watch 50% of it because I just found it disgusting. They couldn't give them mouthwash between each kiss and show them using it for nice nasty niggas like me. I digress. Love Island USA Season 6 Episode 9. Let's get into it. You know, the more time goes by, the more I fuck with Leah.
After I saw him crying like a bitch on the floor yesterday, I literally got the ick. That was disgusting. You're crying to me? I should be crying.
Yeah, get that nigga. Nah, for real, I'm all about grown men getting called out on bitch shit and bitch ass activities, which is why I've got smoke for Rob and Hakeem tonight. Let's get Hakeem out the way first. Look, I know I said I'm not tripping about Liv being mad because she don't really like Hakeem anyway, but there's a difference between not giving a shit and being an active asshole. There's a pun in that statement and it's quite disturbing. It would be one thing if Hakeem apologized for blindsiding her and then just sat there looking disinterested while she went off on him. Tuning her out, looking off in the distance, staring at other girls, you know, whatever. I could accept all of that. But getting into an elevated conversation with her in which you make an accurate observation which allows her to play the victim, this wasn't a good look. Side note, did y'all see the roach casually strolling beside them during this conversation? Is she the most negative person in the villa? Likely. If not her, then you. But you didn't have to say it. She was embarrassed. Check her for the little boy comments she made at the fire pit. She may not understand the racial connotation behind the word boy in this country. It's bad, Liv. So bad that Peacock muted it.
Hakeem and Cordell, you may now sit down.
Sit down, Logan.
But literally ignore the rest of that shit, dog. When we argue with women, it never looks good for us. Her going off and crying was ridiculous, by the way. The fuck are you crying for? I can see if bro called you an ignorant bitch. Like, that's excessive. But he called you a negative shit stirrer, which you are. Stop crying. Let's talk about Officer Newsom. So Jana is sitting over there with Officer Newsom, praising him for his maturity and talking about how the girls would be so much better off if they just had a man like him. And after looking at her like his inner monologue was going, get me away from this chick, he reveals that
I gravitate towards Leah.
my fist wants to gravitate towards his fucking face. Not because of this though. No, if you've been watching from the beginning, I've been done told y'all her picking him was stupid as shit. No, I want to punch him because that's my natural instinct when I see his face. We've all been there before. We've all come across people that we didn't know, but we just didn't like them. You know, just want to hit them. You know what I mean? Like, just hope they give you the right reason one day because they just don't know. Just waiting on an opportunity to whoop that ass. I felt the same way about Doug Christie. Nah, nobody who's a fan of Janae should be concerned about this lame ass nigga moving on from her. What are your favorite candies? Corny ass nigga. No, what Janae fans need to be concerned about is her thirst over a man as lame as Officer Newsom. The fake crying with no tears, again. The conversation with Kendall that had me vexed. Because if they had shown her walking up to this clown, shaking her ass and breast in his face to try to get him to choose her, I would have ripped my television off the wall. This man does not make any moves on her whatsoever. And it's not because he's a gentleman. That's just a convenient excuse. You know, the kind that you willingly use for men of a certain complexion. That's just some benefit of the doubt type shit, you know. Shit that niggas like Coy don't get. And finally, Karen. The show and the Islanders are calling them something else, but I know a Karen when I see one. The entitlement, the emotional manipulation, the absolute absence of accountability. You can't hide from me, Karen. You know, I really came into this season thinking I was gonna like Karen too. I liked him last season because he had so much more personality than the dude Carmen was coupled up with at the time. Like, I really wanted her to bring him back from casting. But the rumor at the time was that her and old boy had an agreement, you know, going into the show, so that wasn't finna happen. So the fact that we're 9 episodes in and I want Karen to take his ass home is really surprising to me. They do the kissing challenge and it was gross, and this happened.
My name's Miguel, 27 years old, and I'm a model from London.
You mean to tell me they found a nigga from London named Miguel? Side note, what the fuck is up with all the international islanders? I guarantee you we got plenty of Miguels in the USA. We already know this show is unserious. You know these relationships aren't built to last, but let's at least pretend like you're trying to foster actual relationships with these people. What are we doing? We don't need international islanders. Save that shit for Love Island games. Now that exists, we ain't gotta do shit like this. I live in Texas. I can drive 2 blocks and find a Miguel. Thanks for watching. Catch you in the next one. Appreciate y'all.
I came empty-handed, but I'm leaving with 3. Plus I made about a G, cause I made them tip me.